Welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV viewers and subscribers. As always, thank you for tuning in. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed as yet, but you like the content that we're putting out, definitely hit that subscribe button. Would really appreciate you doing so, as it would help the channel to grow. Right. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing the second day of the test match between West Indies and England. England put up a good score, and the West Indies in their second innings, they have lost quite a few wickets. So I'm going to be sharing the scores with you and also talking about some of the performances of the West Indian batsmen and their bowlers as well. And yeah, and then pretty much just looking forward to the next match, because England, like I said, England are pretty much on the verge of winning, considering how many wickets the West Indies have lost so far. So just stick around to the end of the video while we discuss all of these things, right? So the day started with England, on 189 for 3. Already having a lead over the West Indies, considering the fact that West Indies were bowled out for 121 in their first innings. England, ended up getting to 371 all out, which meant that they had a first innings lead of 250 runs, right? So West Indies made 121, England 371 in their first innings. So that's a 250 runs lead. West Indies in their second innings, I would say just atrocious batting, right? Terrible batting. They are currently 79 for 6 in their second innings, still trailing on first innings with just a few wickets left in the hut. And those wickets that are remaining are just bowlers, right? So heading into the third day, England will more than likely finish this match before they even get to the lunch session on the third day, which would be a disappointing loss for the West Indies. But I would say disappointing, but not surprising, right? And I think for us as West Indian fans, all of us can agree to that you're not surprised that the team lost, but definitely disappointed with the performance that especially the batters did. The bowlers did their thing. I still, a few of our bowlers were expensive, but the England batsmen, they scored runs fast, and the bowlers did, get them all out in quick time. To be honest, in less than a day, the England batters were all out. So the bowlers did a good job, but the batsmen just failed again, pretty much, right? So the scores in the West Indies second innings, as far as their batsmen go. So we start with Craig Brathwaite, right? Craig Brathwaite, he made 4 of 26. It was a struggle for Craig Brathwaite again in this innings. Similar to the first innings, I don't know that's how he normally bats, but in this match, it seemed like he was just trying to. I don't know what he was trying to do, to be honest, right? He's normally not the fastest scorer, right? But there you will see times where he tries to score runs. It didn't seem as if he was trying to score any runs in this innings. It seemed as if he was just trying to save time, and he ended up getting out to Jimmy Anderson for 4. Mikael Louis, he made 14 of 49. Mikael Louis, I must say, even though he only made 14 runs, he looked solid, right? His defense looked solid, played some good defensive strokes, hit a few boundaries as well, and his technique looked good, so I'm looking forward to great things from Mikael Louis, in this West Indies team. He looks like a proper opening batsman. Brathwaite, on the other hand, I know us as fans, a lot of us as fans, are frustrated with him and his batting, especially for the West Indies in recent matches. I personally, I say, he's the captain, of course. I'd say if he doesn't perform in this England series, then the selectors can consider dropping him, similar to Tejan Chandapal. Right. Then Kurt McKenzie, he didn't score, right? He got out early to Ben Stokes. So that's 2 failures for Kurt McKenzie as well. But what I will say though, if you remember the Australia series, even though we tied that series in the first match, you know, it was a similar dismal performance by the team. So they will, after this, once this match is completed, there are still 2 matches remaining in the series, which the team can bounce back from and still win the series, right? So even though they will more than likely lose this match convincingly, it's not the end of the series. You know, I will still have to rally around the team, criticize them, of course, but also take the positives from the match and see where they can improve going into the remainder of the series, right? So Kurt McKenzie didn't score. Alec Athanaze, he made 22 from 47. You know, he looked good as well in his innings until he got out. You know, he looked solid, you know, hit a few boundaries as well. You know, his defense looked good also. So there are positive things to be taken from the way Alec Athanaze batted in this match. Didn't score a lot of runs, right? But there are positive things to be taken from it. Kavim Hadj, you know, unfortunately, he only made 4 from 5. He got out trying to play a cut shot to a ball that was a bit too close to him. You know, it was an in-swinger from Jimmy Anderson, and it ended up hitting the under edge and ricocheting onto the stump. But Kavim Hadj, you know, both his modes of dismissal, right, in the match, right? So in the first innings, you know, it was also a cut shot that he played. Hit the ball very hard, but unfortunately, he hit it straight to the fielder. In this match again, trying to play a cut shot, you know, didn't connect good, and it ended up he ended up getting bowled, right? But I also, the way Kavim Hadj, the way he looks at the crease, you know, I like the way he looks at the crease. He's looking to be positive at the crease and score runs when the balls are in the area that he likes to score in, and that's a good thing, right? So didn't score much in this innings, but his mindset when he's out there in the middle is positive. Plus, he shows good temperament for the most part as well. So Kavim Hadj only made 4. Then you have Jason Holder. He made 20 from 59. Jason Holder was actually the last person to get out today. And then that was the close of play. It was a good innings by Jason Holder as well. You know, I know he's come under a lot of criticism. You know, even some of us or some fans don't want him in the team, right? But I think there's a spot for Jason Holder in the team, and he was batting well. You know, it just, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but he got a good ball. You know, a good short ball that was rising, which he tried to just, you know, he's a tall man, right? So he tried to just get on top of the ball and just play it down. Unfortunately, the ball got big on him, and it ended up, you know, hitting the bat and balloon in the air, and he was caught at short leg to be the last wicket taken. But before that, he was looking good, you know, looking compact, you know, scoring runs. Unfortunately, he got out that way. And so at the crease with him was also Joshua Da Silva, who was on 8 from 16. And so those are the batters that batted, right? You know, so like I said, we will more than likely lose the match tomorrow. Before more than likely before it even gets to lunch, right? But we have to look at the positives that can be taken from the match. Criticize them, of course, right? Because they should definitely be doing better. But also look at the positives that can be taken from the match, right? Bowling so far for England, James Anderson, Gus Atkins, and Ben Stokes, they've all taken 2 wickets, and they have been the wicket takers so far. Notably, England played a spinner, and he has not bowled over as yet in the match, right? That's how good their pace bowlers have been. And speaking of spinners, right? Our spinner, Gudakesh Motie, he bowled a brilliant spell in England's first innings, right? And I mentioned it in an earlier video that, you know, Gudakesh Motie, you know, he was one of those players that coming into the match, you know, his selection was up for question, you know, as far as it relates to whether he would get selected or Kevin Sinclair. And I must say, based on his bowling performance in this match, right, he definitely justified his selection as the spinner, right? He was there to take wickets, and he did just that, you know, getting the wickets of Ben Stokes and Joe Root in the England innings, right? So a huge shout out to Gudakesh Motie, Jaden Seals as well, you know, taking 4 for 77, you know, in the first innings, you know, brilliant bowling by him as well. And they were the pick of our bowlers, you know, our other bowlers. Jason Holder also took 2 wickets as well. So I must commend Jason Holder on his bowling as well. He was fairly economical also, right? So I must commend Jason Holder on his bowling because he's one that usually comes under criticism, and a lot of people usually argue against him being a team or question his selection. But he definitely showed his value with the ball, you know, taking two big wickets for us. And while it was just 20 runs in the second innings, he's among the top scorers in the second innings so far as well. So most commend Jason Holder on his, especially his bowling in this match, right? But that's all I have for you in this video, viewers and subscribers. You know, as always, thank you for tuning in. Do remember to like the video, share the video, leave a comment, right? Share your thoughts, what you think about the match, you know, and how the team played, especially the batters. And do remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, right? You know, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.